By now you've heard about the total gut restoration system by Microbiome Labs. There are three parts to it. The first part is an effective probiotic, which is MegaSporebiotic. The second part is a really effective prebiotic that is MegaPre, which is a precision prebiotic. Now the third part is something called MegaMucosa. It's a mucosal support formula. Now when you look at the intestinal lining and where a lot of disease starts, it happens in the breakdown of the mucosa. So the mucosa is an actual physical barrier that separates the outside world, which is the lumen of the intestines, from the inside world, which is when things are allowed to get past the intestinal lining and enter the circulation. That mucosal barrier is the defense system and also the area of immune sampling for everything that's entering the body. Now, most people don't know this, that the mucosal system in the body has over 150 times more surface area than the dermal system, than the skin. We always think of our biggest barrier as our epidermal system, which is the skin. In fact, it's the mucosal system. And everything starts in the mucosal system when it comes to inflammatory breakdown in response to the environment. That includes environmental toxins, that includes food, bacteria, viruses, and so on. So it becomes paramount to make sure we are dealing with or have a healthy mucosal layer. Now the mucosal layer is made up of something called glycoproteins. Glycoproteins is a mix between a sugar and amino acids. That's the building block of the mucosa. Even though we can use prebiotics and probiotics to stimulate the regeneration of the mucosa, if you don't provide the building blocks, your body won't be able to rebuild your mucosa. So one of the main components of the MegaMucosa is we've added these essential amino acids. There are 4 specific essential amino acids that go into the product that act as the building blocks. A study has showed that with the addition of those amino acids, when you damage a mucosal lining, it increases the growth of the mucosa, the repair, by over 95%, compared to not providing those specific 4 amino acids. Now, on top of that, you need to modulate the immune response within the mucosa itself. And that's where we've selected a very well-studied bovine IgG. This is an immunoglobulin, specifically the IgG version, and studies show that it helps reduce inflammation in the intestinal lining. It helps modulate the immune response to bacteria, viruses, toxins, food particles, which allows for minimizing the damage to the mucosa, which then allows the mucosa to regenerate and rebuild. So MegaMucosa becomes a very, very essential part of total gut restoration, because you could fix the microbiome, you could fix the leakiness of the gut, but if you don't have an effective mucosal layer, you're not solving the problem. At Microbiome Labs, we are dedicated to total gut restoration. It requires an effective probiotic, an effective prebiotic, and of course something to help rebuild the mucosal layer.